You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I've heard that before.
You have?
Miranda Rights.
Was that right before they put you in the back of a paddy wagon?
That was a long time ago. But we don't want to talk about that. All right, our lawyers at the beach are here with us now. They answer all the kind of questions that we have. And Jean's with us, Jean Vaught. And let me tell you, this is something that a lot of people want to know about.
Yeah, a lot of people
Miranda
have
Rights.
questions about this, certainly.
Now, the first one is, tell them what Miranda Rights are, Jean.
Well, and Amanda kind of started us off by giving one of those rights, but the Miranda Rights are rights that actually apply to certain constitutional rights, which we all have. And there was a very famous case that came down many years ago involving a statement, a confession that was given, and the person wasn't aware or advised of certain rights, and whether or not that statement, confession, should be admissible. So Miranda basically covers your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. That is your right to remain silent.
That's it.
As well as your Sixth Amendment right to legal counsel in the event that you're being questioned or interrogated. And so it's the right to remain silent, understanding that if you give up that right, anything you say can and will be used almost all the time against you in a court of law. Your right to have an attorney present during questioning, and if you cannot afford an attorney, your right to have, under certain circumstances, one appointed for you.
All right, now, when do they apply? When do they apply? That's
a very good question, and a lot of times people have a misunderstanding about what Miranda is. Anytime that you're arrested doesn't necessarily mean you have to get Miranda rights, but if you're in custody and you're being interrogated by law enforcement, those rights must be read, or otherwise any statement or confession taken will not be admissible in court.
Throw it out.
Okay, so that's when you're actually being held for questioning.
Yeah, when you're being questioned and all. If you're arrested for something and they don't ever question you or whatever, you don't have to worry about giving them Miranda right, right?
That's correct.
All right,
that is correct.
All right, what happens if, if Amanda's arrested and she's not giving her Miranda rights?
All right, if Amanda is that might be the Amanda rights, but let's assume that she is in custody.
Right.
And that she's being questioned, and she gives answers to those questions which can or will be incriminating to her. That doesn't mean that the charge itself is going to be thrown out. What it means is that that statement, that confession, or any evidence that was obtained based upon her statement is going to be, in all likelihood, inadmissible in court, cannot be used against her.
Oh, okay. That's good. I mean, that's right. I was just kidding. I never had the Miranda rights read to me. I mean, that was in the early days when, you didn't do everything perfect. I better be quiet while I'm ahead. But this is good to learn about Miranda rights.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people think every time you're arrested, they're supposed to read them to you.
That's correct.
And you don't.
Unless you're in custody, and a lot of times we'll see situations where maybe you get pulled over for speeding.
Yeah.
And maybe you've had a drink or two, and the officer says, "How are you doing today?" And you say, "Fine." He said, "Have you been drinking?" Yes. And then you proceed to tell him what you've been drinking. You weren't in custody at the time, okay? You hadn't been charged with anything. You weren't a suspect. A lot of times you'll just make statements without being questioned, and those statements absolutely can be used against you.
So I would not make any statements. If he asks me if I've been speeding, I'll say,
I want to talk to my lawyer.
I want to talk to my lawyer.
That's right.
Gene, thank you.
Yeah, that might be the best thing for anybody to say, right?
I want to talk to my lawyer.
Let me call your lawyers at the beach. Is that what they should say?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's good, some good stuff for people to know.
Absolutely.
And keep those rights in mind anyway, because you always have those rights, whether or not they're read to you.
That is correct.
That is correct. That's something for people to think about.
I'm going to ask for a lawyer all the time. That's what I'm going to do. Gene, thanks for being with us. Your lawyers at the beach, if you have a question you'd like to, let us know. We'll be glad to ask them some questions. Anything you want to know. Legal advice at WPDE.com.
That's right. And you can go to yourlawyersatthebeach.com for more details and to get a hold of these guys. And if you get pulled over, you can look them up on your phone real quick and give them a call.
I'm a lawyer.
We've got more coming up in just a moment. Stick with us.
The Grand Strand is home to beautiful beaches, immaculate golf courses, exciting nightlife, and fun activities for all ages. Unfortunately, not every day is a day at the beach, but legal help is always within your reach. You need an experienced attorney working to secure the best possible outcome for you when legal issues threaten to cloud your day at the beach. Contact the law firm of McCutchen, Mumford, Vaught, O'Day, and Geddie today, and let us assist you with your claim.
We are your lawyers at the beach.